Welcome to today's episode of A More Excellent You. Today will be part 4 of our series on understanding fear. And if you haven't seen part 1, 2, and 3, please click the links in the description box below to watch them, as it will help you understand this part 4. So far, we understand what fear is. We understand that some fears are obvious and others are hidden. And in our last video, we learned how to identify hidden fears. In this episode, we'll be answering a very important question. What do you do with the fear once you see it, once you identify it? Because awareness alone is not enough. You can recognize fear and still be controlled by it. So in this video, we're going to focus on something deeper. How to respond to fear without letting it control your decisions. Let's start with this. You don't need to eliminate fear to move forward. You need to respond to it correctly. Most people think the goal is to act when I feel confident. But that keeps us stuck. Because confidence often comes after action, not before it. So the real goal is acting with awareness of fear, not absence of fear. The first step is learning to separate what you feel from what is true. Fear presents itself as truth. It says, this will go badly. This is too risky. You're not ready. But those are not facts. They are interpretations. So pause and ask, what are the actual facts in this situation? Not the worst case scenario, not the imagined outcome, just the facts. This creates a distance between you and the fear. And once there is this distance, you can step back and think clearly. Step 2 is to identify what the fear is trying to protect you from. Fear is not random. It's trying to protect something. Your role is to understand what that is. So instead of reacting to fear, ask, what is this fear trying to protect me from? Is it embarrassment? Is it failure? Is it judgment? Loss of control? What is it? Once you identify that, you move from confusion to clarity. And clarity reduces fear's power. Step 3 is where you decide who is in control. At this point, you have a choice. Let fear decide, or you decide with the awareness of fear. This is where most times we hesitate, because fear can feel urgent. It pushes you to delay, to avoid, to retreat. But instead of reacting to fear, you pause and you ask, what decision would I make if I was not trying to protect myself from this fear? That question alone is powerful because it separates your values from your fear. And once you see that difference, you can choose intentionally. Step 4 is to take controlled action. Now comes the most important part. Action. Not reckless action, not forced action, but controlled action. And you don't need to take a huge step. You just need to take a clear, manageable step forward. If fear says this is too much, you respond with, what is that one step I can take forward anyways? Because action does two things for you. It reduces uncertainty and it builds evidence. And that evidence over time weakens fear. Step 5 is to build evidence against fear. Fear thrives on assumption. It says this will go wrong. But once you act, you begin to gather real experience, and that experience becomes evidence. Evidence that you can handle discomfort. Evidence that things always don't go as badly as you imagined. Evidence that you can recover even if it doesn't go perfectly. So every time you act despite fear, you're rewriting the narrative. Not by thinking differently, but by actually experiencing differently. Step 6 is to repeat the process over and over again. This is not a one-time shift. It's a process. Fear will return in a different situation. Fear will return at a different level. But now you have a system. And your system is 1. Separate fear from fact. 2. Understand what the fear is protecting you from. 3. Choose intentionally. 4. Take controlled action. 5. Build evidence against the fear. 6. Repeat the process over and over again. Remember, fear does not disappear, but its control can. Not by ignoring it, not by avoiding it, but by understanding it and responding to it correctly. So the goal is not to become fearless. The goal is to become intentional. Because when fear no longer decides your action, you begin to move differently. You take opportunities, you grow. I'm sure this episode has blessed you. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and to subscribe. Till next time, bye for now.